there's a lot going on with you right now, Flaco, and there's obviously some things that I don't want to get into with you. Um, we've had our differences in the past, bro. There's a lot of shit that has went on over the course of the last 2 years. Uh, a lot of he said, she said. There's just been a lot of backstabbing, a lot of negative propaganda. I mean, I don't need to get into it, bro. Um, with that said, I've put all that aside, bro, with certain people. With the differences that I've had with you, I think were predicated off of other people, things
Yes,
that
they
other
were.
people threw in the mix, bro. So, I'm glad to see that you're out, bro. I'm glad that you're okay. I know that you still got a case, man. So get into what you want to get into, bro.
Well, first and foremost, man, me and you got history, like real history, street history. You know what I'm saying? Like a past. You know what I'm saying? So there's always gonna be love, man. And over like the last year, I kind of pushed myself away from you because I didn't want to involve you in my shit. Because I am. I take care of my own shit. I don't involve people in it. I like to do what I need to do. And so it's always been love and respect. So all that he say, she say shit, it's always been all love, man. Doesn't mean we're always going to agree, but I've always respected you, and I've always had love for you, and I've always said that you're the most realest one out of all this genre that's been there and done it. You know what I'm saying? So much respect to you, man.
That's right. I
So,
appreciate it.
like, we are kind of talking a little bit before, man, and we are gonna talk about how the county jail was for me, man. Like, been so many years in the environment that I went into, man, and like I told you, I was in total shock. You go from having doing your YouTube thing, making money, and trying to have jobs and trying to be positive, and you get sucked into all the bullshit, man. And next, I find myself, facing two shootings. You know what I'm saying? A double shooting. And on instinct, I took it like if I was going anywhere else, man. Like same awareness and anything, man. But I wasn't there really focused on like, trying to be a badass or trying to be that dude. I was just more worried about what I had going on, like what the fuck is gonna happen. And Arizona's a little bit different, like I was telling you, man. They don't have no they have PCs in these county jails. They have a few PC yards I heard, but now they're integrating a lot of people nowadays. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They don't have SY or nothing like that. And they asked me where do you want to go? I said, I don't care. Wherever you're gonna send me. Do you want to go the hole? I go, no, I don't want to go the hole.
Hey, so let me kind of walk you through it. So I know you did a self surrender, right?
Yes.
Obviously, you came to the conclusion that's probably based on the circumstances. You know better than anybody else that was the best thing for you to do was to do a self surrender.
I'm 6'5", bro. They're not gonna come fucking, what I'm saying? I'm a
Yeah,
big dude, bro. They're not
you're
gonna
like
come nice. You know what I mean?
you're like an emu, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you can't hide nowhere, man. But so you do a self surrender, and then because I watched one of your videos. I think you did an interview with Tony,
Yeah.
and you said that when you were in front of the wherever it was at the courthouse where you were supposed to
County
turn
jail.
yourself in, they swooped up on you, right?
Well, I was with my attorney. Well, we were supposed to meet up an hour afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So by Friday, I already know what to do, man. Get an attorney. Just if they're looking for you, it's better to get an attorney to have them deal with it. Go from there. So that's what I did instantly. And he couldn't do it that day, so he had to line it up for that Monday. So it was supposed to be 12 o'clock, but he wanted me to meet him at 11 to talk about everything. So
yeah,
while I was meeting with them, they came and ran up, and my attorney even made a comment like, you know what I'm saying, is this any type of professionalism? They go, well, his face isn't in the fucking concrete. Like threatened me. I mean, he goes, you guys would be in, for battery and this and that. There was a little skirmish. He was getting all their badge numbers, man. And he threw something out there at him like, look, I'm meeting with my client. This is client attorney privilege, right? If you don't get out of here right now, step on back. I'm gonna file a motion. This case will be dismissed right now. So they backed on up. Let me meet with my attorney right there while I was handcuffed in front of the jail. They put in the media that I was captured. No truth to that. I was right there in front of the jail going to turn myself in with my attorney. So everything was kind of they're kind of like they made it like into something like totally different. Everything that's came out the media I've seen has been all total lies, bullshit.
yeah.
Certain people that allegedly lived in my house and this and that. And so, I mean, I'm not going to talk about the case, but that's where it started. Was I got arrested right there. And it was all they had the border patrol, they had the sheriffs, they had like SWAT team, they had all kinds of shit. Dudes I heard that were in fucking black uniforms nobody's ever seen before with badges and shit, all fucking like a bomb squad.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
because where you're at out there, they have, from what I've heard in the past, man, like the border patrol, they use a lot of those guys as like regular law enforcement because you're right there on the border. You know what I mean? Well,
Yeah.
Arizona, border patrol, they work with the local agencies out there.
And I'm watching this from the news, like, what the fuck's going on, right? I'm like, oh shit, man. And so
Yeah,
I seen that, I, I'd seen my name be mentioned, right, as a fugitive. So I said, you know what? I'm going to an attorney. I found an attorney, went down there into his office, and hired him right there on the spot, man. You know what I'm saying? And went, got snatched up. Had about like, literally, it was like about 8 undercovers, and they couldn't ask me no questions because I had already put my Fifth Amendment right. You know what I mean? My attorney
right.
told me we invoked the Fifth Amendment, so they couldn't even talk to me. Got me up in there, and from there I was just, it was weird. Is everybody's come off that fentanyl, like people like look like a zombie land, and it was just fucking
In
crazy.
the county jail.
Yeah, yeah.
So what happens? So
And
you go into after you encounter them right there. They make the arrest. They obviously they can't question you, so they bring you into the jail and they process you. You go through
yeah,
booking, right? You get your fingerprints taken and your pictures, and then at some point, like what you know how they do it in Santa Clara County. They have classification, and that's where they're gonna house you at. They make a determination where they're gonna house you. So what happened once you got to that point?
they asked me if I did any prison time. I said in California. They said how much, how many years? I said nah, like somewhere between 11 and 13. They said okay. Do you want to go to the hole? No. All right. Do you need protection? No. Do you have any type of R cases or anything like that? No. Okay. Bam. That was it. It took about 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And they moved me to a detox pod where they put everybody when you come in there, because the area where I live is so, there's so much fucking addiction issues with that fentanyl that naturally they put you in this tank. So it's like a tank with about like, they had like 12 people fucking in a little fucking thing, man. It was like a third world country type of shit, right?
Yeah.
And man, there was people that were fucking ODing in there, getting transferred out, all kinds of crazy shit, man. And I never seen nothing like it, man. It just, it didn't remind me of how when we used to go in, everybody was healthy, everybody seemed strong, everybody looked sucked up, like they were all doped out, you know. And I went to court that day. They had night court. You know what I'm saying? They ran me on my charges, and by 12 o'clock I was in the tank, but I had to wait there for 5 days till my blood pressure went down. My blood pressure was high. Of course, my blood pressure is going to be high. I kept on telling them, like, "Hey, I have blood pressure issues. I'm a big dude, and I'm kind of stressed out." And then finally they moved me to this 3 Delta. It's called 3D, and the guards were like, "Oh, you're going to 3 Delta? What the fuck did you do?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? Oh, this is where they send all the people who've done time in prison." And whoa, whoa, whoa. So I get to my cell. I go upstairs, and I have a roommate that's a blood from Texas.
So real
Mm-hmm.
quick, so they send you over there. You say you had a cellie that was a blood, but when you walk in, is it kind of like the Santa Clara County Jail? Is it a pod?
Nah, it's the towers. It's an old jail. It's like it's different, man. Like these dudes ain't like, to be honest with you, I didn't see any convicts. They're mostly like on that inmate shit, man. Like accepting certain things, like you can't be walking around during pot time. You have to be sit down, like little shit like that. Like you can't go talk to people's doors that are downstairs. They let one tier out first, and then they let another tier. You come out for about 3 to 4 hours a day, and they rotate when you come out. And they feed you like shit, bro. Worst fucking feeding I've ever fucking experienced, bro. They give you like one sandwich, not no two, one sandwich, a piece of fruit, and a milk. That's your fucking lunch.
You're lucky, man. What's that dude out there in Arizona? That guy that used to run those camps out there. There was
Well,
I forget his name, man, but they have he had a thing with against inmates out there. They feed you bad. They make you wear pink underwear. They do all kind of
man.
crazy stuff, man.
So I
What
have
was
a
his
tablet
name?
in my cell though. That's what I was tripping up. I had a tablet, bro. I'm like, this is fucking like I never
In the
experienced
cell?
this shit. Yeah, man. So I had like,
Yeah.
that was a cool part of it. A couple, people I know, put money on that I reached out to. Like, shouts out to Max, man. Appreciate you, brother. So I was able to make my calls, and but I was observing everything, man. And I found out there was a crip from Hoover from 93rd downstairs. So he's from Cali, so I figured I'd get at him first person when I got out. He said, "This shit's wish-wash." He goes, "The dude that just talked to you, which was some white dude," he goes, "That dude's a fucking rat." He told me, and he goes, "You'll see." He goes, "Look, nobody's even wearing shoes out here, except for one group I noticed was wearing shoes. You know what I'm saying? That
So
came out for
everybody's
pop time.
together. They got everybody together in
They
there.
had blacks filled up with whites, bro, in there.
No shit.
I swear to God, bro. I was like, this makes no
But
sense.
what
I was
kind of
like,
were they riders? You know, the white guys, were they riders? I mean, they're not those type of cats that run around with Swazis. They're
they
just
took two
regular
days to
cats.
they took 2 days to approach me.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
they're way behind.
To ask me, oh, you run with white boys or what? You know what I'm saying? And by then, but see, the blacks, they call themselves kin folks, right? And my roommate told the other black dude that I was in North Daniel, right? So instantly, a couple big old black dudes came up to me like, "Oh, I heard about you guys up in the Bay, and whoa, 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 I'm from Indiana." These dudes that I didn't even know that would know about North Daniels. They go, "You rock with us," and I'm like, "Dog, check this out. I'm rocking on my own. Like, well, I don't even really game bang like that, but that's where I'm from." I said, my issues are my issues. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here to fucking pass on through. And so it got out there that there was a northerner up in there. And I found out from a Sureño that there's a green light on the Norteños in Arizona right now because they
From a
jumped on
Sureño.
a Sureño
So they
from
had
the from
Sureños. They had Sureños in there with you too.
they had three Sureños that were running with the Arizona car. One was from El Monte Flores, one from Harbor, and one from IE. And they all came out with me. And then there was the Arizona car, right? So I didn't know he was from down that way, and he started chopping up with me because he knew what was going on in the state, that they were getting along and coexisting. So he was respectful vato, right? And he was just giving me the rundown and telling me what happened. He goes, you may want to keep that to yourself to say that you're from the Bay and this and that, because there's dudes that maybe, what I'm saying, they're trying to earn that patch. I guess they call it patches over there. That maybe getting that term, they may be like, fuck it, let's just go for broke and get this dude. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I wasn't in there like, trying to act hard and trying to game me. I'm from Northern California. That's where I'm from. I mean, I don't know how to fucking operate with anybody else but my own kind. So I function the same way as if I was like I was up at 5 in the morning, paying attention. I seen the dudes that were wearing shoes. You know what I'm saying? What cells they were going to, who thought they were shot callers. And it was real easy to pick up on everything, man. And it just was really watered down a little bit. And then that's when I found out that they're integrating all the yards, that they're putting them all together. And I was hearing a lot of stuff that was going on. The Raza in Arizona, they kind of operate still like how we would in California. They're not going to operate with trash. They're going to get off. But there's other groups that decide to coexist on these yards. You know what I'm saying? That are over there fucking taking advantage of these dudes that are sex offenders and all kinds of shit. Like a lot of crazy shit he told me was going on. And he told me that in that pod, he goes, half these dudes in here are pieces of shit.
Hmm.
He goes, that dude that dude went to the yard that I left on that became a SO yard. He told me he came from there because I just walked away from the dudes. So there were certain dudes that still held that code, but they realized what was going on. There's only so much you can do. It's like they have to live by this, And I was like, wow, like in California, man, like first of all, they wouldn't have put me out there, but second of all, I would have got hit real quick. You know what I'm saying? I would have been
Yeah.
getting off first. You know what I'm saying? So a couple of people were like, hey, AZ is different. You think, no, it's not that it's different. It's just it is different. There is dudes that are hitters, but they're gonna pick and choose the battles that they want to battle.
Right.
I'm nobody to them. I'm not part of their circle. So what does it matter that I'm there unless I'm pushing that agenda? And so slowly more people were getting at me, like, and I was just being respectful, man. I was just on my toes, man. But I wasn't trying to act hard, but I was trying to be a man at the same time too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It kind of surprises me that nobody recognized you from YouTube.
Now
You
there's people that
know.
recognize. There was two dudes that knew me that I was on YouTube that were in there. They
Oh,
didn't
they
say
they
nothing.
actually said something.
Well, you got different cars. You got the Chiefs, which are the natives. You got the Chicanos, they call it, which is the Raza, right? And like they're under the AZ, umbrella of the M, I guess, right? But a lot of them are Crips and Bloods on the streets out here, believe it or not. There's only a couple hoods that are like more like hood, like Vado based, like Cholo based from back in the days. A lot of them were Bloods and Crips out here. It's a little bit different, bro. You know what
So
I'm
out there,
saying?
they the raza, they're bloods, they're sangres.
There's a lot of Bloods. There's a lot of Crips. There's some Vadios too that are like old school, like Vado Chicano or Vado Hollywood. But the ones I know that were the hitters were the dudes from the South. They were Bloods. You know what I'm saying? And they look like homeboys. They act like homeboys. It's a trip. I was like, damn. They have the same stilo. Some of them speak Spanish. You know what I mean? Rap music, all that. You know what I mean? It seemed like homeboys that would be from like Tulare County, like that type of stilo.
Yeah,
You know? And a lot of them like to just run on their own, but their Bloods. It's different. You know? And then you got native Crips, Mexican Crips. It's just totally different. Then you have like hoods that are like Native American hoods, like the Opasco, which I know a few people from over there. New Pasco, these are just native hoods. And it's just it's a Wild West, bro. The streets are like an SNY out there, bro. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Anybody can get, but the they'll clip you in a second out there, bro. Like it's nothing. That's the thing about it, is it's real dangerous too, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's either you're gonna be strong, or you're gonna be weak out there. And if you're gonna be in the streets, people are either gonna have to be with it, or they're gonna be dope fiends. So there was a lot of dope fiends I seen in this jail, like a lot.
yeah, that's crazy, man. So at some point you end up your bail. That's kind of low for the charges,
Look,
man. You're lucky.
we'll see. Not really. Actually, it's because I have no fucking criminal history that came up except from 2002 and 96, and these charges were old. So it's about normal. You know what I'm saying? Like their bails, you got to remember it's Arizona, it's not California.
Right,
These
right,
charges
right.
in California would have been like a quarter million easily.
Oh, without
You
a
know what I'm
doubt.
saying? Without a doubt. But this one was a reasonable fucking bond. Because a lot of people ain't cashing 50,000 or 100,000. Because when I told people I had a $50,000 bail, they're like, "What the fuck did you do?" You know what I mean? Because they have people that are in there on felonies for like $5,000 bail, 1,000. I mean 10,000, like low bells. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
they
saying?
jack you up because too, when you catch a case like that, they'll there's always victim concerns about you going back out and
Well,
getting back at the victims, right?
well,
So
the
that's
whole
how.
thing with
Go ahead,
the
go ahead.
YouTube stuff, the stuff I've done, like when I was in the movie and stuff like that, the positive things that I have done, which is a lot. I've helped a lot of people that's on record, and been part of some good stuff. Really helped out. You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of because they could have did a different type of bond. They could have did just where it's cash, where I have to come with all cash. This one I had to do 10%, and I had to put up some equity value that was double the bond. So I had to put up $100,000 worth of value, cars and stuff like that. You know, uh, the house and everything that I inherited. You know what I mean? So that enabled me to get out, but I had to pay the 10% as well. I had to get everything notarized, so it took me a lot of time. And so now I'm trying. Now I'm probably going to be going into um, maybe by next week uh, a residential treatment center just to get my mind right, my head right. You know what I'm saying? Because there was times, like I said, I've been open about it to where I was indulging. You know what I mean? Because I was going through a lot of shit.
Yeah,
Not saying I was doing. I'm not saying I was indulging at this time, but I know that I need to get back to where I was before. What, like when me and you first hooked up, about the positive stuff about helping people and not even drinking, not even doing that. That's how I was, and I got away from that a little bit, and my ego got in the way. And that's why I tell everybody this YouTube shit, you got to put the ego to the side because the shit will consume you. You'll get back into your old behaviors. And man, come on, we're all man. We start looking at dudes that on their best day, bro, would not want to go fucking up in the cell with you, and they're talking shit about you. And it starts to fucking get you pissed off and shit. You start to get those old behaviors. And I don't want to I don't we don't have to prove nothing to nobody. But sometimes your fucking inner ego fucking fucks you up, man. And I realized this time I got to learn some things that I didn't see from before that affected me and the results that came from it. So that's why I'm kind of going to be stepping away from the social media. Like I told you, I'm probably going to do the Patreon. I was going to charge people like 99 cents and just do my videos on there because I don't want to deal with all the bullshit riffraff shit. I don't want to deal with all that, the gossiping, the drama, the beef. It doesn't do nothing. It makes, especially that we're from Northern California, just because, whatever happened in our past does not mean that we don't have those tools, that discipline that we used to have and how we represented ourselves, man. We don't just fucking lose that and start to act like fucking heathens and fucking idiots and shit. I mean, it's you know, there's, like I told you before, there's a lot of things that I wish I would have been paying attention to, that you were trying to tell me a long time ago, but I was too fucking hard headed. I wanted to do things my way, like I always do. That I see now that I respect that you were trying to help me out at the time, man. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, we had our indifferences, but a lot of that was created by others. And I felt, I always felt like I was always getting fucking stuck in the middle of everybody else's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And fucking it's easy to blame Flaco. You know what I'm saying? Because Flaco tries to help everybody. Flaco wants to be involved in everything. You know, and so that's why I want to do the interview with you on this one. And show people that, man, that I ain't perfect, man. Never have been. You know what I'm saying?
none
But
of us are, bro.
life is real though. You know what I'm saying? And like I won't talk about my charges, man, but there's a lot of stuff that people need to realize with the doxing, the fucking the videos people put out with false bullshit. that stuff can fucking put a lot of people's lives at danger. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised that if there's going to be some channels that were basically using false information and messages about me and all this weird shit, right? I'm not going to be so surprised if they're not going to be fucking looked into in this case based upon that. You know what I'm saying? Because it
Yeah,
triggered a major effect, man. And people hide behind that thing. They hide behind that shield that nobody can identify them. All that shit gets saved in the cloud, man. So when people are playing with people's lives, like, putting out false information, putting out addresses, creating lies and doing this and that, you're putting someone's life at risk. Not just them, their kids. We were never about that, bro. We were never about that. It was always business. And it's just a shame that it's came to that, man. And Savage Studios was a prime example. Look what happened to him. Then Bandit gets shot. People got to realize this shit's fucking real. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a lot of fucking. I'm not gonna be like motherfucking Runner. Every time someone mentions my name, I go hide, thinking everybody's looking for me. I'm gonna be where I'm at. Like you said in your book, man, you're not gonna fucking hide behind no fucking rock in Timbuktu, right? I'm not going to either. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
right. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy, man. How fast, whether it's YouTube or anything else in life, how fast at the blink of a eye, man, something can change, and you end up in a situation like that unexpectedly. Any one
It
of us
humbles
end
it
up in a
humbles you though, bro. Because look, I look at it like this, and I've told Joshua the same thing. I know Joshua for 20 some years, and you, and it's like, dude, over YouTube, I've had relationships that have been strained with people that I considered like family, that I've broken bread with, that I fucking would do whatever was necessary, called upon. Some I've been in battle with. Some I fucking we went as we went as snatch fools up together. Made money. We did all kinds of shit. All of us did.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like, fuck, dude, this YouTube stuff got in the way of all that. And it's like, man, like, I realized that, man, not everybody in this shit really gives a fuck. And if you don't really know someone or been around them, it's better off to not even fuck with them. Because a lot of people
yeah,
got influenced by a lot of people that they met over 6 months that sends a super chat or does this or does that or wants to put this in there. You know what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, you got people who think this is a fucking now you know why they were fucking never really active that long, because they're doing all that backdoor shit, putting stuff in this person's ear. And like I said in my video today, I said nobody comes to the forefront and is real. They're not going to sit there and say, well, this person said it. You know what? Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to go behind your people's backs and say, oh, Bosher said this or Flaco said this. And a lot of times none of it's fucking true. It's them trying to stir shit up, man.
yeah,
So I'm going to isolate myself. I gave you a shout out in my video today. A couple other people like Big Lou. I'm not going to even say nothing bad about my former co-host. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say nothing bad about Ro. Just do what you do, man. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. At some
You
point,
know,
man, at some point, you gotta, you know, it's easy to get caught up in that stuff. That's why I step back, bro. You know what I mean? I stepped back because I started to
yeah,
see the way people were, and I started to see a pattern. And I'm gonna remove myself from this right here. And you
you
know,
warned me too.
yeah, I
You warned me,
warned a
man.
few people. I warned
You
a
know what
few
I'm saying?
people, man. But people chose to go in that direction, and like you said, man, it was all about views and chasing the bag, man. And it's not that serious. I've I've held on to certain values for my channel, and I've stuck with those regardless. Yeah, the views are nice. I would love to get them. The drama, it sells. People like
Yeah,
drama. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it's addicting. What's he gonna say? How's he gonna respond to this? What are they gonna say about that? When's how what are they gonna say about this? And people get caught up in that. And
There's
I
some people that to this day I won't mention their names. I don't respect because now after everybody's going down and running, now they want to talk bad about the dude. Where were they fucking about 6 months ago, a year ago, when they were fucking riding his fucking coattails? You know what I'm saying? That's me speaking my mind. But fucking now all of a sudden everybody wants to come out. But I will say the one dudes came out and said that fucking I will respect that. They actually came out in the open that said that the reasons why they went out. I mean, I was watching the video on OG Triple OGs was because Gunner told them to go after me, and they fucking abandoned them once the shit got hot. So fucking yeah, that dude Gunner, he's always been fake. We already knew that a long time ago, man. But it's just people like that image, man, because way people talk or they make people laugh. All they gotta do is watch the fucking Cholo Trucker fucking fight, man. Cholo Trucker beat his ass with a fucking broken rib. The dude ain't a fucking real one, and that's just the real shit. I seen your video about the boxing thing. You kept it 100 as well. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of people that were trying to fucking hate, and then fucking they scattered away from it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, And that's the one thing that where I owe you an apology, because I tried to speak up for you, but I didn't do it enough. I was more worried about, okay, they got dysfunction. Let's just leave it alone, man. But you should never been kept out the first one. That's not how we do things, man.
Hey,
You know what I'm
but you
saying?
know
So,
what though? I hear what you're saying. I appreciate that, but honestly, I'm glad that I wasn't associated with that
oh
first
yeah,
one. After I seen it, I'm glad I wasn't a part of that. You know what I mean? And you know, I put that video out the other day about the boxing is because what people don't understand, man. I know they're catching it from everywhere. It's coming from everywhere, but you know, people are making blanket statements and trying to assassinate other people's character, and they're not thinking about what they're saying. They're not thinking about what's coming out of their mouths. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is, man. There's a couple more things I want to ask you. Let me hit you back real quick, and then we'll close it up, bro.
okay.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming on, brother.